Hello, I'm Frater Yaramarud,
And I'm Zarina.
and this will be our first video for Administrism, and what we want to do with this is introduce you to the land that we will be working on. And like all of the different areas and like what plants and location and everything we have now. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this and can get a good feel for what we'll be working with. So right here we have the front of our property, and we've got these bushes. We still need to figure out like what all of the plants are here. We only moved here about
Less than a year ago.
Yeah, less than a year ago, so we're still very much familiarizing ourselves with this land. So we've got this tree, which as you can see had a limb recently cut down because it was starting to die.
The limb, just the limb.
Just the limb. The tree's fine. Got all of these trees and everything out here. This wide open space that we want to start doing things with. We've spitballed some ideas.
Yeah.
But basically, our land is smack in the middle of fields. So.
Yep, fields. Fields.
And yeah, not really a close neighbor at all.
Can't really see around the trees, but fields. Oh, you might be able to see a mole hole right here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of moles around here, which I know you can't feel it.
But we can.
We can, walking on this.
Oh, there's another one.
The earth is very spongy.
There's another one. Mole holes everywhere.
Well, and it's particularly in this area out here.
Yes.
Like
in this wide open space, there's lots of mole holes.
And it's just in this part, like the rest of the property, not so much, just
well,
like right here.
There's a few spots throughout the rest, but.
So we've got these line of trees here that we've done some work trimming with, and they're mostly
pine.
Yeah, mostly pine, and then there's the cedar ones. Ooh, look, I think this is a vole. Yeah, these are vole holes. Vole markings.
Oh, I thought that was just a crack in the ground.
No, because what voles will do is under the snow, they'll kind of crawl under the snow and directly, so yeah.
Oh, there's its little hole. Yeah.
So
Hi, little vole.
More field rodents.
These are cypress.
Oh, these are cypress?
Yep, these are cypress. These are not cedars.
Yeah, but we cut down some trees recently because they were dead. Because the people who owned this property before didn't take very good care of the trees and plant life.
Or anything else, really.
Yeah.
This right here is a mulberry tree, and hopefully come spring, summer, it'll be really nice and pretty and lots of shade. And
so we want to walk through here. Basically all up along, or all of these trees just line the back of the property. And so it's just this line of pine trees.
And then randoms mixed in.
Yeah.
So here's this little cove in our backyard. Sorry, I'm going way too fast.
Yeah, we can use this for like having people over and camping and whatnot.
Yeah, I think this area would be really nice for either rituals or tents or whatever. All right, onward. Did you want to go over there?
Sure, we can go over here.
All right, we're gonna go over here. So we've got a pool. We did not set up the pool last year, so
that's still needs taken care of.
That'll be a whole process this year. All right.
So this is where we've got a small area where we've had like campfires and we'll have rituals.
Yeah.
That tree there was an ash tree.
Oh, where are we at? Yeah, right over here. This one over here was an ash tree.
And For those unfamiliar, in Indiana we have a parasitic insect called an emerald ash borer, which will get under the bark of a tree and slowly kill it. And this one had been infected by it, and so we had an arborist come out last year before winter, like right before winter, and told us that it had been compromised essentially, so it was cut down.
Basically, it doesn't matter if the ash trees are compromised or not. They cut them down anyway because they will become compromised at some point. So, unfortunately, that's a tree that's going probably extinct in our area.
And so this is the woodshed.
This is where Yaramarud goes when he doesn't behave.
Yeah,
to the woodshed.
This, yeah, and
also
then,
pool shed.
Yeah, and some pool supplies. But this is all of the wood that I've split so far, and because as we'll see later on, there's lots more wood that I need to split. But it's good that that is located like right next to where we'll be performing most of our rituals, because with one of the principles of Administrism, most rituals requiring a fire, yeah, that'll be good to have, like the woods right next to where we'll be having it.
So this right here is a eastern red cedar. It is a member of the juniper family. It produces the little tiny juniper berries, which are not really berries, but little tiny cones. And that's where you get gin.
And then we've got our grapevine here, which needs taken care of as well.
Oh yeah, it needs a little bit of work, but hopefully we can get some grapes this year instead of the birds getting them all.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, I have a lot of wood to split. When we first moved into this property,
literally the day we signed the paperwork to buy the house,
there was this 200-plus-year-old oak tree that had fallen over. And as you can see with some of the wood, the reason why it fell over, it had been eaten by termites and ants.
No, he said it was just black ants.
Oh, okay, black ants. So all of these black ants had gotten up into the wood and completely compromised it.
Also, the tree was just pretty old itself, so that might have been part of the reason it fell.
Yeah, well, that and it was growing up out of this part too that is sharing with two other trees.
Yeah, and one's a mulberry and one is a maple.
Yes.
So we had 3 different trees all growing together at one point.
And so now I've got all this wood to split.
Yes, lots of work. Lots of work.
And this is where the old owners kept all of their other wood, which a lot of it's rotted.
Oops.
But I'll try and save as much as I can. So there's a lot of woodwork that I need to take care of.
Okay, and so that's the area we walked through initially. That was where we went to next, then there, and then now where we are now.
And so over here, we have what will be our big ritual fire pit for when we have visitors, and
probably more than like 5 or 6 people.
yeah, we'll have the big ritual fire pit here, which it was a fire pit before we came up, and we knew this because these trees have been scorched.
Yeah.
And so there was one over there that you can kind of see the stump. I've already cut down and split up.
I don't think they can see the stump from.
So there's that one.
There's a little stump.
And all of these cinder blocks that they decided to leave here. But there's a nice little alcove, which I'm
interested in cleaning up and...
Well, interested in cleaning up, but for the ritual that I have planned at the end of the month as my initiatory ritual, I'm going to be using this alcove as kind of like a passageway or a meaningful passageway, or it's going to represent a passageway from my old life as a non-administer and then coming towards a fire as being an administer. Just that transference and transition in between worlds.
So like a passage of time.
Yeah, a passage of time and a passage in between worlds.
All right. Well, so over here is our little fire barrel, where you've probably seen a couple of our previous rituals.
Yep. We've done them around there too, so that way it's more contained and we don't have to worry about wind blowing it everywhere.
We've got a couple of apple trees here. They're not doing the best. There's a fungus called cedar apple rust, and since we have the eastern red cedars,
which
so
there's
close,
one right over there.
Yeah, one right over there, so close to our apple trees, and it doesn't even have to be close. The cedars and the apples can be even like a mile or a few miles apart. If the fungus is on one and it travels through the air to the spores travel through the air to an apple tree or to a cedar, then they're both infected. And you need to have both in order for this fungus to like thrive.
Yeah, it's like a symbiotic kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's some things we can do to help with that. We're going to try to get some fungicide probably this spring. We have to apply that before the buds start opening up on the apple tree.
Yep. This area I cleaned out at the end of last year. It was mostly filled with weeds, like pokeweed and like butterweed, just all of the ones local to this area. And so like I had cleared this out and destroyed some of which you can see some of the things right here. Some of the brush that I still need to burn, but we're thinking of possibly using this as a gardening area.
This area, before we bought the house, the previous owners had another shed behind the garage here, a pretty large shed, and so I mean it might be used as the garden area. We might use it as like a place to put like a chicken coop or a larger shed to put goats and other animals, but we'll see. We've got some stuff to figure out yet.
We've had ideas of an apiary too that we could possibly put back here. Just, yeah, all sorts of things.
Some more cypress.
Right here, this is where we kind of had a garden, but we've been using as a compost heap.
Yeah, just tossing crap in there. So we are walking up to the front of the property again. Oh, and as you can see, fields.
Yeah, more fields.
Fields, 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 fields.
Yeah, and that's our closest neighbor over there.
Yep, they're probably about a quarter of a mile down the road.
There's another mole hole.
Oh, it's a pretty big one. Right here. And right there.
Yep.
Right there. Alright. And some little trees. And then we've got this little tiny patch in the middle of our driveway. We've got a horseshoe driveway. And over here is kind of nice. I think I'd like to put some sort of a sitting area over here, like a meditation garden or something.
Yeah, and this has another tree that I have to split and take care of the wood.
Yes, we had a walnut tree here that, when we get closer, we can probably see what was up with it.
Yeah, that's the bottom of it. It had been rotted out.
Yep, hollow down the middle.
And the arborist had told us that if we didn't take care of it now, in a couple of years, it would probably have fallen where our cars are.
Right where the cars are. Poor little Prius.
So, that's more wood that I need to take care of and split and put in the woodshed. But, I mean, more wood for ritual.
Yay! Ouch. I got attacked by a tree. And we are
Back to the front.
back where we started.
So this will be the 2 acres that we are taking care of, and
We are located in northeast Indiana.
Mhm.
The area of land where we are, let's see, the people that would be native to this area would have been the Miami Indians. Yeah, lots of history here. Lots of culture. Some of it's been lost, obviously, due to colonialism and whitewashing. And
we're going to be doing our best, and currently in the process of researching information of local tribal beliefs. There are actually two Miami tribes that still exist. There is the federally recognized Miami tribe of Oklahoma, which is where they were forced to move.
The ones that were originally from this area.
Yes, they were first forced to move to Kansas, and then again forced to move to Oklahoma. And after being moved to Oklahoma, they had formed the Miami tribe of Oklahoma, and they are federally recognized. And then there's also the Miami tribe of Indiana, which still exists around this area. They are not federally recognized.
They were
for a brief period in the 1840s, but then a few years later, the government decided to rescind that recognition for some reason, and it was the native people had decided to go through the legal route and tell them, like, no, we are the Miami tribe, we need to be federally recognized. But then the judge who presided over the case said, no, it still stands, and their statute of limitations for getting that recognition had long since passed, and they can't bring it up again. So the headquarters for the Miami tribe of Indiana is actually
about an hour
and a half away from here in Peru, Indiana. That's where their headquarters are. So we might be taking a road trip sometime soon in order to learn more about that tribe and speak to its members, because they have on their website when their tribal meetings are, and they say that they are open to the public. But with the whole coronavirus pandemic going on right now, we're going to send some emails first and check out whether or not that's still a viable option. If not, we'll just keep our correspondence through email. But I've already purchased a book on narratives and stories of the Miami people from the Miami tribe of Oklahoma. So hopefully the Miami tribe of Indiana will have, more information about what their beliefs and everything are, because it sucks so hard that the people of Oklahoma have been so long taken from their own land.
Right.
But the Miami people of Indiana have still kind of lived where they historically were tribally located. So hopefully they'll still have, very, very good information that we can use involving this land around here. So yeah, those are the next steps for Administrism, but we're glad to have shown you what the land looks like where we're working, what we have to work with, what we're able to do, and some of the ideas that we're going to shoot out. So yeah, that's what we've got so far, and I think that's a pretty good cover for a first video.
Yeah. All right.
So thanks for joining us.
Bye. Thank you.